The 2025 MotoGP season was meant to be Francesco Bagnaia's ultimate redemption arc, a golden opportunity to reclaim his dominance, restore control, and reassert his legacy after surrendering the crown in 2024. But as we reach the halfway point of the championship, the script has completely flipped. What was designed as a dream team at Ducati has transformed into a personal and professional nightmare for the two-time world champion. Bagnaia, the very rider who delivered Ducati its first rider's title since Casey Stoner, now finds himself watching helplessly, because inside the same garage, his teammate, Marc Marquez, is writing the next great chapter of MotoGP history. Using the very same machinery Bagnaia claims is holding him back, the statistics paint a brutal picture. After 12 races in 2025, Bagnaia has secured only a single Grand Prix victory and sits a massive 168 points behind the championship leader. And that leader, of course, is Marc Marquez. Not only has he outshined Bagnaia, but he has unlocked the GP25's true potential in ways few ever thought possible. For Bagnaia, the source of his struggle is no mystery. He's been openly critical of the 2025 Ducati engine, the GP25, and his frustration is no longer hidden. I have to be very precise. Stay completely straight. If I start to slide the bike, the rear wheel doesn't slow anything down. That's what we're trying to manage, he explained after the Czech GP in Brno. Unlike Marquez, who adapted to the GP25 from the moment the lights went out in Qatar, Bagnaia is fighting a constant battle with a machine that refuses to respond to his style. In previous seasons, braking was his superpower. But this year, even that weapon has failed him. I didn't expect so many problems in the first half of the season, he admitted. I would give myself a 6. Yes, there have been flashes of brilliance. Pole position in Brno, podiums in Aragon, Assen, and Sachsenring. But those moments are rare exceptions, not the rule. What makes this even more painful for Bagnaia is the fact that other riders on last year's Ducati, the GP24, are thriving. Alex Marquez currently sits second in the standings, while Franco Morbidelli and rookie Fermin Aldeguer have also delivered strong results on the older bike. This has led Bagnaia to push for a radical solution, returning to the GP24 for 2026, a move that is technically possible, but politically complicated. Here's the issue. MotoGP regulations require factory riders to use the same engine specification, which means, for Bagnaia to revert to the GP24, Marc Marquez would also have to switch. And why would he? Marquez is storming toward his 9th world title and his first in Ducati Red. The GP25 is a weapon in his hands. Asking him to give that up to help his struggling teammate would be an unprecedented act of sacrifice in a sport defined by ruthless internal rivalry. If Ducati allowed Bagnaia to switch while Marquez stayed on the GP25, the rules would force a reshuffle of engine allocations. That could mean 3 factory-backed riders on the GP24, Bagnaia, and 2 others, likely between Aldeguer, Alex Marquez, and Morbidelli. In short, Bagnaia's future depends on Marquez's cooperation, a gamble Ducati may never take. Behind the scenes, this has been hard for Bagnaia to accept. MotoGP insider Matt Oxley summed it up perfectly. He was raging at the first few races. And now, he's just accepted it. He knows he's getting his ass kicked by Marc Marquez. That frustration was visible before the summer break at the Czech GP, when Bagnaia was seen fuming inside the garage after yet another disappointing result. It's the psychological toll of losing, not just to anyone, but to your teammate, on the same bike, in the same garage, week after week. Meanwhile, Ducati's loyal test rider, Michel Pirot, who has worked with Bagnaia since 2019, expressed his concern. It bothers me to see him struggling like this. We are trying everything to help him, but sometimes it's not enough. Pirot noted that even Fabio Di Giannantonio, another GP25 rider, hasn't found consistent rhythm, but that only highlights Marquez's genius. Marc has always been incredibly talented, able to adapt to any bike, any condition. That has destabilized the whole system. Pirot admitted. Ducati is trying everything, revisiting setups, testing solutions, but under strict homologation rules, there are no magic fixes. As Pirot put it, we don't have a magic wand. Still, he remains hopeful. If we can give him the right feeling by the end of the year, he can start strong in 2026. But that might be too late. Yes, Ducati Lenovo is leading the team's championship, thanks almost entirely to Marquez's 381 points. Even without Bagnaia's 213 points, they would still be comfortably ahead. Ironically, this dominance exposes their deepest crisis. The super team they built now relies on one man, while the other, once their flagship rider, faces an uncertain future. Rumors already suggest Ducati is eyeing Fabio Di Giannantonio as a possible replacement for 2027 when the new regulations arrive. Bagnaia is under contract until 2026, but the second half of this season could decide everything. It's a painful irony. The man who ended Ducati's title drought may become collateral damage in their most successful era. Now, Bagnaia faces the hardest truth of his career, staring at the limits of his own performance and accepting that someone else is simply doing it better. Right now, beating Marquez seems impossible. The GP25 doesn't suit him, and there's no fix coming before 2026 ends. So the questions become existential. Does Bagnaia accept life as Marquez's number 2? Will Ducati intervene to keep harmony, or stick with the winning formula? Could Bagnaia even walk away in 2027 in search of a better fit? For now, he's focused on defending third place, a bitter pill for a rider used to winning. The basics are there to get back to speed, Bagnaia says. But confidence alone won't tame the GP25. For the fans, Ducati's inner civil war has become one of the defining dramas of 2025. And for Bagnaia, the second half of the season isn't just about results anymore. It's about survival, legacy, and finding belief again. Because unless Marc Marquez voluntarily steps back, Bagnaia may have to live with something no champion ever wants to accept: that his teammate is simply unbeatable. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more MotoGP updates.